Hello, welcome to a special edition of Civil Discourse Now. I'm Mark Small. My co-host is Paul Ogden.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning to you, Paul. This is a special edition because this is post-election. We're going to go over the results that of the predictions Paul made last week on the Indianapolis municipal elections.
2 weeks ago, Mark.
Was it 2 weeks ago? Oh, that's right. You made the predictions 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
But we actually had the elections last week. Plus, it's a special edition because later we're going to have
the election this week, actually.
I know we had
Tuesday. This is Saturday.
Yes, that's true. The rest of the show, we're going to do two other segments about. Paul is going to moderate a discussion debate that I will have with Carlos May, who's a graduate of Wabash College. Today, DePaul, my alma mater, plays Wabash in the Monon Bell game, which is the oldest rivalry west of the Allegheny Mountains. But before that, we go over the election results and Paul's predictions. Now, Paul, you changed last minute, maybe a day and a half or a day before the election on the prediction and the percentages. Is that right?
Correct. On the mayor's race, I had originally about 11 days before the election, picked that Melina Kennedy would win, thinking at the last minute she would go after some of the issues that I thought would make Mayor Greg Ballard vulnerable. She did not do that. The night before on my blog, I changed the mayor's prediction and predicted Ballard would win 51-47.
And he did do that the night before. You can check that online. He's not just blowing smoke here.
Correct, and it was exactly 51-47. I would point out.
Yeah, but you didn't predict the exact number of voters, the exact number of voters.
That's true. I did not do that.
But in other words, the mayor had done several things, like set up this marvelous system of parking meters that we have in the city.
And once again, Mark, you're being sarcastic.
I know I am.
I
am being
viewers.
And I don't want to imply that I promote smoking here today.
Which will be an issue that comes up.
That probably will be.
Next council.
Oh, that'll be fun. But, okay, so you got the mayor's race right, even on percentage points. There were 29 city-county council seats that were up.
Let's deal with the at-large first.
You want to start with the at-large. You want to start with the at-large. Oh. He picked all four at-large because that was basically, according to his analysis, easy because at-large positions are voted.
Usually people vote in their party. And this Democrats are the majority.
Yeah. This is a pretty solidly Democratic
party. Solid.
And so those were four that you got right on the button.
Right. Which ousted actually two Republican incumbents.
One of whom was a guest on our show last week.
Exactly. He was kind enough to come to our show.
And we sent out thank you notes to everyone, and that's
one that's going to be in the mail.
Yes. You were wrong on four of the districts. Let's go through those.
Right. I picked a 18-11 majority for the Democrats, so I got the fact Democrats had majority correct. I like to emphasize the positive. But it's 16-13 is the majority.
Okay.
So Democrats start out with four at-large seats, and I guess we go into the districts.
Why go into the at-large seats? You got those right.
Right. I didn't mean to go into the at-large seats. I meant to go into the districts.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but we already reviewed the districts.
All right.
And why it was they were going to be one way or the other.
Right.
Let's go to those districts and why you got them wrong.
The ones I missed?
Well, we already did four that you got right.
All right. We can focus on, even though I got 21 of 25 districts right, we'll focus on the four that I missed.
Let's go first really quickly.
Okay.
District 1.
District 1.
Victor Jose Evans.
Susan Blair, strong candidate, Republican, but that district trends more and more Democrat. Democrat won Jose Evans.
District 2, Victor Angela Mansfield.
Another Democratic district that's getting more Democrat, Angela Mansfield won. I picked that.
District 3, Ryan Vaughn.
Ryan Vaughn won with 57% of the vote. Democrats didn't put a lot of resources into it, but it could have been fairly close.
District 4, Christine Scales.
Closest district all night, Christine Scales pulled ahead with the last precinct. barely made it over, won a bitter election. That's actually a slightly Democratic-leaning district.
Well, and Costas Polakidis, if I'm not mistaken, put a lot of money into that race.
Yes, a ton of money.
District 5, Jenny Kane.
The only really strong Republican seat on the north side, Jenny Kane won that. I predicted that.
District 6.
District 6 is kind of a surprise. Janice Shattuck McHenry is an incumbent. It's a Democratic-leaning district, almost 60%, but the Democrats didn't contest it like I thought they would. And McHenry won, and I missed the prediction.
So you were wrong.
I was wrong for once.
You erred in that district.
I erred in that district.
Okay,
right.
You blew that one.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we clarified that. District 7, Maggie Lewis.
Correct. Sahara Williams.
Sahara Williams was on our show last week.
Very impressive candidate.
And Matt Stone's been on our show a couple of times.
On our show. But Maggie Lewis won that pretty heavily Democratic district. Actually, Sahara Williams did better in her percent than I thought she otherwise would.
What'd she get?
34%.
Oh, she did very respectably.
Yes, very respectably.
District 8, Monroe Gray.
Democratic district, center of town, center of Washington Township went to Monroe Gray, which I predicted.
Yeah, but early in the evening they were announced. I mean, the first precincts that came in were showing that he was behind quite a bit.
Right, and that's pretty typical. The Democratic precincts tend to report slower because they're busy manipulating the numbers.
All right. That's cute. That's cute from someone from the Republican Party. I won't even mention the 2000 presidential election or the 2004 presidential election.
We might get into that in a later show.
District 9, Joe Simpson.
I was kind of surprised by the numbers, but 81, Joe Simpson had 81% of the vote. It's a heavy Democratic district.
And Sally Spires was a guest on the show.
Very good candidate.
Very good candidate. District 10, William Duke Oliver.
Duke Oliver won that pretty handily.
District 11, Steve Talley.
Steve Talley won back his seat. He was actually on the council and resigned, and now he's back.
District 12. This was one of your oops.
It is an oops. A slightly Democratic district. Mike McQuillan, the incumbent. I surprised by the fact that Democrats didn't go after things like the Pacer vote for $33.5 million, the parking meter vote, all these issues that Mike McQuillan supported, they didn't attack those issues. And so Mike McQuillan won re-election in a close race.
Well, that couldn't have anything to do with the fact so they didn't attack the Pacers vote. He's the incumbent, he's a Republican.
Right.
The Simons own the Pacers. We're in Indianapolis. If you're watching this from another continent or the International Space Station, Simons on the Pacers, and the Simons gave a whole bunch of money to the Democratic Party.
Simons traditionally support the Democratic Party.
And so the Democratic Party didn't attack a candidate. That wouldn't have anything to do with it.
I highly doubt that part.
Okay. District 13, Bob Lutz.
Bob Lutz won about 60%. He ran on about the baseline on the west side.
District 14, Marilyn Feaster.
Feaster won with 55% of the vote. That district's getting closer and closer. I predicted it.
You did. District 15, Bob Osley.
Big name. Some have talked about him being a new council president. He won easily in a heavy Democratic district.
And so you got that one? You
got
one right there.
Yeah, that wasn't real hard.
District 16, Brian Mahern.
Brian Mahern won easily in a fairly solidly Democratic district.
And that was another one that you predicted correctly.
Yes. I know you like to concentrate on the ones I missed.
No. District 17, Mary Moriarty Adams.
Won with 65% of the vote.
And
did well in that race.
District 18, Vernon Brown.
Vernon Brown won 67% of the vote.
District 19.
19 is one of those I missed. It was a slightly...
I wasn't done. Jeff Miller. Go ahead.
Jeff Miller, Republican, won that seat. It was a slightly Republican district held by a Democrat, Dane Mahern. Mahern's a very well-known Indianapolis political family. Jeff Miller won despite the fact he faced some adverse situation before the election. His wife actually passed away.
I'm sorry. That's too bad. District 20.
District 20 was another one that
Frank
I missed.
Mascari.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yes.
It was a Republican-leaning district in Broad Ripple. I'm sorry, not Broad Ripple. Beach Grove. Beach Grove, Broad Ripple, same thing.
They're easy to confuse. They're on
Very
different
easy.
sides of town.
Exactly. It is a seat where the parties didn't put much money into the race on either side, yet we had a switch. Susie Dade lost the incumbent to Frank Mascari.
District 21, Ben Hunter.
Ben Hunter won this East Side district, had about 55% of the vote.
District 22, Jason Holliday.
Jason Holliday, Decatur Township area district, won pretty handily with 67% of the vote.
And District 23, Jeff Cardwell.
Jeff Cardwell, keep an eye on him for future races. He put a lot of money into the seat, and even though he easily won it, and it's a heavily Republican district, won it with 71% of the vote.
District 24, Jack Samlin.
Jack Samlin was running against Libertarian Ed Coleman, who is an incumbent counselor, at-large counselor.
But he was a one-time Republican, wasn't he?
Correct. He was a one-time Republican. The Libertarians are very organized. It was very well financed, but the strength of the two-party system was just too strong there. And Samlin won with about 74% of the vote, 75% of the vote.
District 25, Aaron Freeman.
Aaron Freeman won this South Side district pretty easily, 70% of the vote.
Okay, so Libertarians didn't win any seats of the core at large that they ran, or the individual seats.
Right. There were two races that they were looking at, possibly doing pretty well. Bill Levin,
Who's been on the show?
been on the show, very active. He ran a good race, but at the end of the day, the two-party system is very, very strong. He was not able to break into the winning circle there. And then Ed Coleman race was I don't think it was a surprise. Ed's a good guy and he worked hard, but the strength of the two-party system is just very hard to beat.
And do you think that it would have been a better strategy for the Libertarian Party to just run one at-large candidate?
In the at-large races, yes, it is a better strategy to run one candidate because you can tell people, hey, just go out and vote for this one candidate. So your vote's actually worth more than if you split it up among four people.
So we're coming in the last 30 seconds, 45 seconds of this segment. So we got 4 years of the same?
Well, not 4 years the same. We have a Republican mayor and we have a Democratic majority on the council, 16 to 13. That's a switch.
Okay.
So they can put the brakes on some of the things that Mayor Ballard might want to do in the future.
Not if it involves the Pacers?
Well,
Not if it involves the Colts?
The argument is that he is going to be able to get a few Democrats to cross over for those votes and hold the Republicans all together.
Okay, and then we've got 2 lanes instead of 4 on Broad Ripple Avenue.
Right, that's something we discussed.
And is disgusting a lot. So.
Well, until the community gets active and starts saying, we need to stop doing this with these bike lanes. Bike lanes are essentially taking over the traffic lanes. It's going to continue happening.
Thank you very much for watching us. We're at the end of this segment.